internships have you had?
I've had about three. Yeah, so two in high school and one currently in college.
With this current one, I've done 5.
5 internships.
So it'll be 5, yeah.
Okay. How many were paid or for credit?
None.
They were all
None of them.
It's summer and the quest for internships is here, and some of you are going to be faced with the prospect of taking an internship that does not pay. Now, the traditional argument is that that's still okay because it gives you job experience, it looks good on a resume, and things like that. Unfortunately, we're finding some new data indicating that an unpaid internship might not actually be any more useful long-term than no internship at all. I'm referring to data coming out of the National Association of Colleges and Employers. And here you're seeing the first chart. They're showing the percentage of 2013 college graduates who received job offers by the time they graduated. And you see there 63% for people who had paid internships. That's a nice high number. And then you see the other two with the unpaid and the no internship looking pretty close. Now, they tried to make the unpaid internship look a little bit more appealing by giving it a better shade. It's not that disgusting pukey color. But still, that's like within a standard deviation right there, which is kind of unfortunate.
So my name is Victoria Fishman. I'm the Associate Director for Internships and Global Experiences. So I work with students and employers and faculty and staff at the New School University to help students get internships and thrive while they're at their internships. And I think in the world of art and design, for example, in the world of media, so much of it is about who you know and the connections you make in the industry. It's not to say who you know so you can get a job. It's not nepotism. It's not like that. It's about who you know so you know the right person at the right time when there is that opportunity. Because maybe you know someone, but if you're not qualified, they're not likely to recommend you or they're not likely to reach out to you. But if you're a hard worker and you've proven yourself that you are passionate about this, that you're dedicated, and you know that person who might be looking for someone, that's going to help you and bring in more opportunities for you.
For experience, all experience and networking, get to know people.
I think honestly just for the experience, also for networking purposes. Say for example, if someone wanted to work for a certain music label, they could just get with a friend who knows a friend who knows a friend, basically just going down like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon type stuff. So yeah.
Some type of experience, but from what I've heard from previous friends, like there's always a catch to it. You're sold this idea that you're gonna have this great experience and like you're gonna learn so much, and I've heard like a lot of them kind of get nothing out of it. So I mean,
sector. Eric Glatt was an intern for Fox Searchlight Pictures, but his unpaid work on the movie Black Swan was nothing like what he expected.
The accounting office, the accounting department for Black Swan had 4 full-time paid employees and me. So as the clerk, I was in charge of paperwork, purchase orders, receipts. By coincidence, in April 2010, right when production was winding down, the U.S. Department of Labor issued a fact sheet 71, about unpaid internships at for-profit employers. And the New York Times picked it up and published an article, and I read that article, and immediately everything came into focus. This wasn't a gray area. This was crystal clear, black and white, a violation of the labor law.
So he sued Fox Searchlight Pictures and won the case. The merits of the case rested on the fact that the work Glatt did for Fox did not meet the Labor Department's criteria for an unpaid internship. The requirements include the internship experience is for the benefit of the intern does not displace regular employees, and the employer that provides the training derives no immediate advantage from the activities of the intern.
Would fill one of these out, and it's really an internship work contract, and so I think this is really important to mention. It's an agreement between you and your supervisor, and you're saying, this is my start date, this is my end date, these are the number of hours I'm working per week, this is what I hope to learn at the internship, these are the skills I'm bringing to the table, and this is what you as my supervisor / mentor are going to do to help me grow. So you're really lining that all out there so that at the end there isn't, and we review and approve it when they work. And it just eliminates a lot of those kind of surprises of, well, I didn't know. And also makes us as an office, we're the experience team. It makes us available to the students. We check in weekly to say, hey, here's an article for you. It might be interesting for you to read. So that students, if they feel stuck at their internship, maybe it's overwhelming, maybe it's underwhelming, we can work with them to make sure that it's a valuable experience.
To know about, just because I'm in the art field and knowing like that background and how that process looks like, I thought was really valuable.
Nah, I think you should get paid for everything you do. I know I want to get paid for everything I do, and if I'm there, I'm contributing in some kind of way. So I feel that we should be compensated beyond.
Of unpaid work, but I feel like now in college, my time is so much so valuable. Like
Right.
I don't know if I'd probably do it unpaid, and that's just like a preference thing.
No, that makes
Yeah.
I understand. I understand that.
So one thing is that a paid internship can also be a 4-credit internship.
Okay.
That's some things that people don't realize. And I have different feelings. A paid internship can mean a $2,000 stipend for a month's work,
Right.
or it can mean $20 a day for a day's work. And it all sort of depends on what the employer has. But I think when it comes down to it, the internship needs to be a valuable experience. And to me, valuable means you are learning something that you wouldn't have learned in the classroom. You are applying what you're learning in the classroom in that professional environment. You're making those connections so that when it is time to find a job, you have that whole network of people. Even the people you weren't necessarily reporting to or working directly with on a daily basis, they become part of your network. You learn about events that are relevant to your industry, and you start to meet even more people. So I think that that's a really valuable part of the internship. I also think it's important to have someone who's there to mentor you, so that you're really growing and developing, someone you can ask questions to about what the projects you're working on, so that you really feel challenged. You're not just there to make copies. And I think that can make up for maybe the lack of pay. That said, not everybody can do a paid internship, or not everyone can do an unpaid internship. So I think it's important that if it is an unpaid internship, you have an employer who's understanding of that and your time. So if it's a 40-hour-a-week internship in the summer and unpaid, I wouldn't be able to live like that. I wouldn't be able to support myself. So, that I think there needs to be some flexibility. Maybe you're coming in only like 5 or 7 hours a week,
Right.
so that you can do other things. So I can't say I'm anti-unpaid internships, but I think it's really taking a closer look at what those experiences mean.
So the internship experience really depends on what you're doing, more so, how much it's contributing to you in learning, more so than if it's paid or not. Contributing to you in learning, more so than if it's paid or not.
I feel like with the current one I have now, I feel like I'm just kind of just extra helping hands. I feel like I'm like a ghostwriter for the company. Like I'm not getting any type of credit, anything for it. Even if I did like most of the work, the person who assigned me the the work is still gonna get the credit anyway. So I feel like the people who are supervising me are just investing in my work, but they're not investing me as the individual.
No, companies don't invest in interns. Interns invest in the company.
Some companies feel like they invested in me. Again, with this current internship, not really. Again, I think the biggest thing at my current internship is that about 90% of them did not know my name.